Yo, 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 yo. We back. Man, had some technical difficulties on the first stream we attempted, but we are back. Those of you who are in here, let me know how the quality is coming in now. I am no longer getting that notification that the connection is unstable. So hopefully the connection is working fine. So y'all help me out. Give me some feedback and let me know how it looks on y'all side. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa says better. Okay, appreciate it. And again, I'm no longer getting that notification that I had a bad connection. Greg says, "What's up, Tyler? What's up, Greg? Quality is excellent. Okay, awesome, awesome. So I guess I just needed to restart my computer or a laptop. Y'all know I'm not good with this technology. Uh, but yeah, we good. We good. All right. So awesome, awesome. All right. So glad that went well. So welcome back, y'all. We are here to do our post game show, and also give our weekly player grades. So those of you who have been watching the show for a moment or some time, y'all know after every game we typically come in here. We do a little post game talk. After the dust done settled, after our emotions then came down, and we don't watch the game and I had a chance to digest the game and so forth. And then we also give player grades. So that's what we're here to do today. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and get the party started. Y'all do me a favor as you come in. Make sure you smash that like button for your dog. Help your dog hop in the algorithm. Also, if you enjoy the content, you like what we do here, maybe consider coming a member of the channel. It costs about 5 cents per day, 5 or 6 cents per day. So it costs you about nickel per day. But that definitely helps support the show, and I do appreciate it. And for those who are already a member of the show, I do thank you. Appreciate you very much for doing that. So how we feeling today? It's Tuesday. How we feeling? We're supposed to come on Monday. Couldn't do it. More out here today, and I'm happy to say y'all know I've been sick. Probably going on like 2 weeks now. I've been battling bronchitis, and I'm feeling better. I could tell I'm getting to that point. You know how it is when you're sick, but you know your body's getting ready to turn the corner and get back to recovery. So I'm feeling a lot better. Um, Coughing is not as heavy anymore. Throat is not as sore anymore. So I anticipate probably by the end of this week, I should be back 100%. But beyond that, it's a blessing to be here sick enough. So I'm not trying to get into sympathy for anybody. Um, but yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. Um, Week one loss. We're gonna hop in these comments in just a moment also. But again, post game show, y'all know what it is. Let's discuss how we feeling. After today's show, we move on to week two on this channel. So this is in all likelihood 98% chance this will be kind of the um, last major content that we do on the Pittsburgh Steelers for this season, unless we face them in a Super Bowl, which I hope we do. After this, we'll go ahead and turn the page and get ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. So y'all, let's open up discussion. How we feeling. If y'all saw my post game, or if y'all saw the post game show, um, immediately after the game, I was very upset. I was disappointed. I had to come here and bang on the Falcons, man. I had to come bang on them. I was very disappointed. I was in my feelings about the game. Still pissed off that we lost in the fashion that we lost, because I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. After all the roster moves we made these last 2 years, the signings we made, the draft picks we made, I didn't see that coming. I was confident we would win the game. Now, if it's any given Sunday, so there was no guarantee we were going to win. But if we did not win, at least expected us to put on a better performance than we did week one at home. If we go out there and we lose 35-31, and we played well, we played good, but they were just a better team. Hey, you can tip your hat, shake the hands. Hey, y'all a better team today. Hopefully, we'll see y'all in the Super Bowl. If you go out there and you play a closely contested game, you lose 21 to 24 or 28-25, something like that. But you lose to a team who didn't score a touchdown and you only put up 10 points at home. I had a problem with that. And I made no apologies about that either. I made no apologies at all about that. I was upset about that, and that's one thing that I do like about having a platform, because it does give me and anyone else an opportunity to express how you feel. I know 15, 20 years ago, you were kind of just reserved to your close circle of friends or your associates or coworkers. You really couldn't, get your feelings out there. But you know, y'all, yeah, like y'all who watch the channel, fairly regularly, y'all know what it is on this channel, man. This this is not the cheerleading Falcons YouTube channel. Well, we are as commonly known fan of the Falcons, of course, supporter of the Falcons, of course, but we're not cheerleaders. We're not cheerleaders on this channel. The Falcons come out, they be on that BS. Oh, we're gonna give it to them on the channel. Falcons come out, they ball, they play excellent. We're gonna prop them up. We're gonna give them their props on the channel also. So I make no bones about how I express my opinions on this channel at all. And some people love that about the channel. Some people hate that about the channel. But I make no bones about it. Again, it's not a cheerleading channel. You come out there and you lose 18-10 in week one in a game at home when you're favored to win by 3 points. We're not gonna come. We're not gonna get in front of this microphone and say, "Hey, great job, guys. We'll get them next week. Great job. Rise up." No. Hey, it won't be none of that. Not on this channel. Ain't gonna be none of that. Again, we're Falcon supporters, we're not cheerleaders. They don't pay us to cheerlead. Arthur Blank, nobody has cut us a check, to keep the commentary tame. Nobody has sent a check this way to sway the type of commentary that we put out. In fact, I have to pay for every game I go to. Every jersey, every hat I buy, I have to pay for it out of pocket. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't nobody bought my fanism. Ain't nobody paid me to sway my opinions any kind of way. I'm just tell it to you like it is. I'm gonna talk to you just like we were sitting at the bar talking, or we were sitting right here playing Madden, or we sitting right here playing 2K. I'm not gonna put any kind of fake front on, none of that. I don't worry about having my fandom questioned. I'm root for the Falcons. It ain't like I'm out here perpetrating to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan. So I'm gonna tell it to you just like it is, or how I feel I see it. I'm not gonna perpetrate with you. Definitely not gonna sugarcoat it. Definitely not gonna sugarcoat it. I've been a fan for this team way too long to sugarcoat anything. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Exactly how I see it, exactly how they give it to me. That's how I'm gonna tell it. Now they come out here and they ball on Monday night against Philadelphia. We're gonna come out here, we're gonna prop them up. We're gonna give them all their props. You know what I'm saying? We gonna cheer them on. We're gonna celebrate them. We're gonna be in a happy, jovial mood. But when you come out here and you give us that BS that you gave us Sunday, bro, we gonna give it to you, bro. Hey, if my son bring home 2 F's and a C, I'm not gonna say, hey, great job, man. Hey, we'll get him next report card. We'll get him next progress report. 2 F's and a C? Oh no, big dog. Let me get that Xbox. That's going up in my closet in the safe until you figure out a way to get these grades up. Also, them 3Js, them 3 pairs of Jordans, let me get them, big dog. But Daddy, that's how them all the Jordans I got. Them all the 3 pairs I got. I know it. That's why I'm about to get them from you until you figure out how to get these grades up. Let me get them 3 pairs of Jordans. Yeah. But them all the Jordans I got. Yeah. So you're going to have to wear these $75 Nikes now. You know what I'm saying? And then when you come home from school, it's mandatory at least 2 hours of study time, homework, and some tutoring until you figure out how to get these grades up. So yeah, I feel a similar fashion with the Falcons, man. I'm not going to sit here and patty cake, piss poor play. I'm not going to do it. You know, again, I've been a fan for too long. The team been bad for too long. I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? Love them to death. If you were outside, I'm not gonna just sit there and let you talk about them without me saying that back, to you. Yes, y'all who on my Facebook page, y'all know how I go. I'm gonna ride for them, but at the same time, bro, I'm not gonna be no cheerleader. So I just felt like I need to put that PSA out. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this ain't the cheerleading channel. There ain't no cheerleading going on here. Ain't no cheerleading. By nature, I'm not a cheerleader. I'm a positive person. I'm a happy person, but I'm not a cheerleader. You're not gonna get no cheerleading over here. Now, with that said, let's hop in. Let's hop in these comments, man. How we doing? How we feeling? How we feeling? William Amy in the building. What's up? William said it's not just Kirk Cousins that was coaching the offensive line. Caleb McGarry and Drew Darman is the weakest on the roster. Yet the offensive line was for the very most part pretty poor. Borderline terrible. They had their moments, but they got to get better. Along with Kirk Cousins, it's a lot of things that got to be improved from Sunday to next Monday when we play again. Thankfully for us, we got one extra day. I feel like we need it. I feel like we need an extra day of preparation. So they better come out here and they better be on their thing this next game. We've also did the offense struggling in pass protection. They definitely did. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. Shout out to you, Daniel. What's going on, big dog? How you doing? How you feeling, man? What's happening? We got our brother David Starks in the building. What's up, David? Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, man, I'm feeling a lot better. Feeling a lot better, thankfully, man. That thing and almost ran this course. At nighttime it be a little tough, but I'm feeling much better, man. And I think I signed better. I think my energy level is better. So I done turned the corner on that thing. William Amos and Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson did prepare this team for success last week. I agree with you on that. Last Sunday got to move on and play better Atlanta Falcons football. Definitely. Let's ring the bell for that. I definitely agree with you on that. We got our dog RJ Falcon 242 in the building. What's up, RJ? How you doing, man? How's everything going? Hope you're doing well today. William Amos, we use Bijan too much. The team's already game plan for him. Yeah, I would have liked to see way more Tyler Algier this past game, man. Tyler Algier only played 10 snaps in the entire game. Algier only played 10 snaps. He only got 10 snaps, man. I mean, look. I'm not ignorant to the fact that Bijan is the feature back. I'm not ignorant to the facts of the politics of when you draft a running back in the top 8 of the NFL draft. The politics dictates that he needs to get the lion's share of the carries. I'm not ignorant to that, but come on, man. Like y'all act like Tyler Algier, just some practice squad scrub that that who ain't did that for the team, man. Lisa says better, Todd. Appreciate it, Lisa. Yeah, I guess all I needed to do was restart the computer, because I know when I came on here the first time, man, I was getting all kind of notifications on StreamYard like your connection is unstable, your quality is bad. T Terry in the middle. What's going on, T Terry? Moore is always joking around with players. Yeah, he is. The players love him, so I'm not gonna necessarily say that he need to stop doing what he's doing as far as joking around, but he got to do a better job of preparation. Definitely got to do a better job of preparation. What's up, Greg? So what's up, Toddy Cross? Excellent, awesome. Glad it got better, man. Lisa says we're good to go. Dave says good. Carlo Wiggins in the middle. What's going on, Carlo? Appreciate coming through. Says it's all good. Okay, awesome. My dog King Richard in that building. What's up, King? What's happening with you, man? T Terry says all good. Okay, perfect. Measy Edits. What's up, Measy? What's good, Toddy? I was waiting for this. Hey, what's happening, Measy? Appreciate you coming through, man. Happy Tuesday to you. My dog Dave is in the building. Good afternoon, Toddy. Good afternoon to you, Dave. Hope everything is going well for you today, my man. King Richard McGarry might be out of a job since we got a new tackle. No, he ain't gonna go on the bench. He gonna go on the bench. McGarry, I think McGarry gonna bounce back, man. You line up against TJ Watt, and for most of the game they got you on the island out there by yourself. Well, T.J. Watt gonna get the best of most tackles, man. I'm not saying that McGarry played good. He played decent, but I don't subscribe to the notion that he played as bad as we have, led on to be. Of course he could played a lot better, but I don't think it is as bad as we have made it seem. It's just the Falcons played terrible. And when you play as terrible as we did as a team, the players that did not play good, it all gets magnified. You know, same thing with AJ Terrell. If we win that game, AJ Terrell don't. If we win the game, in hindsight, AJ Terrell game isn't that bad because we won the game. But once you lose a game, we tend to magnify a lot of the bad play, especially bad play of individuals. Williams says we got a tough week, so no sugarcoat nothing. That's it. Exactly, bro. And I feel it, man. We got Kansas City, so it's a rough road starting off, man. It's a rough road. It would be nice if we can bounce back and win both of these games. You want to catch. The good thing about playing Kansas City early is we playing them early. They might be in a coasting phase. Y'all know Kansas City kind of remind me of the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. For those of you who are old enough to who watched Kobe and Shaq back in their repeat days, y'all remember, Kobe and Shaq, they'll come out there, they'll just coast for like the first 25, 30 games, they just coasted. Because they know by the time the All-Star break get here, April, May, they're gonna put it on you. Sometimes you see that from Kansas City. Not saying that they come out there to try to lose, but sometimes they can start off slow. Sometimes Mahomes will start off slow. So probably better to catch them beginning of the schedule instead of toward the end of the schedule. Lisa, all I kept thinking was we waited 7 months for this, referring to that offense we witnessed. Yeah, it was so disappointing, especially all the money, the resources we put in that offense. Man, it was so disappointing. And to me, again, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing as a fan. It's like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. The moment we think we done turned the corner, here we go again. Ghost Pepper's in the building. What's up, Ghost? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming through. Hope all is well on this beautiful Tuesday to you. Williams said this offense has to get better moving forward because the defense is always saving us. Yeah, it's funny, how it seems like we done turned to a defensive centric unit. Back in the heyday of Matt Ryan and Julio and Devontae and all them guys, it was the offense who was carrying the team. But like lately, these, last year and starting this year is like, defense is starting to carry the team. Just got to get the offense to help us out a little bit. We thought we had solved that problem, but starting off week one on a bad foot. David said I had us losing this game. I do remember when we did the prediction show. I think I remember you putting it down as a loss because we never beat Pittsburgh. That's true. We only beat them 2 times in the entire franchise. Back and forth. We've only won 2 of them games. And it's been a long time since we beat them. I think last time we might have beat them was like 20 years ago, maybe back in 2006, something like that. But it's been a minute. But the way we look was unacceptable. I agree. I definitely agree. Jay Lamb in the building. What's good, Jay Lamb? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming through. JJ Air is in the building. What's happening, JJ? All the enthusiasm and optimism I had before the season started has been temporarily put on hold. That's fair. That's fair, JJ. That's the man. Cause you done seen how the Falcons operate, man. You start off the season on a real high note. Week 1 come and they just, dang, here we go again. So, man, that's fair. That's fair. They gotta win. At the end of the day, they gotta win. The name of the game is wins and losses. They gotta start winning, man. Gotta win. Demetrius in the building. What's going on, Demetrius? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you coming through, man. William also said that Raheem Morris need to learn from it, and Zach Robinson needs to open the playbook up more. I agree. He was very vanilla on Sunday, man. He looked like he's still in preseason, dog. It's still in preseason. Balance run game and play action, no more pistol formation. See what else we got in here. Measy Edit says, I think everybody was disappointed in 6 field goal. Yeah, man, come on, man. Damn near like a baseball game, man. Come on. You lost with the team. You got 6 field goals. Like, really? Really? Mm. William also the Saints, what they doing something since they beat the Kittens. Yeah, they gonna talk a bunch of junk. I can't be mad at them though. They came out and they handled their business, and they handled their business in very convincing fashion. So I can't even be mad at them. For stunning and talking their junk. They gonna talk their junk. So I can't be mad at them, man. We got to come out here and start handling our business. Carlos says we always got to wait to be great. Oh man, that's such a profound statement, big dog. Carlos, now if you see me right there on Facebook, star me out now. I'm giving you props now, but after the show, you might see me put that on Facebook. I'm letting you know up front. I might have to steal that from you, big dog. Yeah, but I agree, man. We always got to wait to be great, bro. That's a hell of a statement, man. Hell of a statement. My dog Art Angel in the middle. What's going on, Art? So sometimes you got to bang it. Hey, sometimes you got to bang it, man. Sometimes you got to do it. Now you got to bang on the Falcons to wake them up tight and out. And like I said, they do be listening to these podcasts, but it's big 404 energy. You know what going on. Shout out to the 404 in this thing. Atlanta, GA in this thing. Fulton County in this thing. The capital of the great state of Georgia in this thing. 404 in this thing. Greg says McGarry is trash. So Greg coming here banging on McGarry. He definitely needs to be replaced. How you big and sorry. I'm hoping Caleb redeem himself, man. Because I know Caleb catch a lot of flack from the fan base. So I'm hoping Caleb come out here and he ball next game. I got some faith in Caleb, so I'm hoping he come out here and ball. Now, you continue to have these kind of games, like, hey, damn, go have to do something. Do something, bro. You might get cut after this year. You gotta do something. Gotta play better. Wilson, Raheem Morrison, off the line, didn't play preseason reps. Yeah, man. As I said the other night, man, or the other evening after the game, it just seems like we have the same narrative as Falcons fans, man. It's like why we always have to come after a week one game and have the same conversation. We should have played the starters in the preseason. We've been saying that for like 4 or 5 years, man. But these coaches, they done got to the point now where, as Raheem said, I'm trying to mitigate injuries. Where they feel like they don't have to play teams in the preseason. I was watching Nightcap. I was watching Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. I like that show. They're very funny. They give a different twist to sports podcasting, I guess I'll say. And they covered the Falcons game. They talked about the Falcons, and they also talked about lack of preseason play. Both players, Shannon Sharp, Pro Bowler, multiple-time Super Bowl winner, first-team Hall of Famer. Ocho Cinco, multiple-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, borderline Hall of Fame, borderline. But they both had the same opinion on preseason. They were like, man, we wanted to play preseason. They were saying, like, in the NFL, practice speed is different than when you're practicing with another team. That speed is different than actual preseason speed and the intensity of the game. And they were saying that they needed those preseason reps. They were saying that was important to them. Like, look, I got to play preseason. I got to get my body ready. I got to get prepared. And they both agreed on it. They both agreed that they needed preseason reps to shake their rust off them, to get their body. And they both kept saying, I had to get my body ready to play week one. They both agreed, like, yeah, like we needed that preseason. We had to get our body ready to play week one. But, here we are 2024, more modern times, and a lot of teams are not taking preseason seriously. Like I said the other night, Andy Reid be having Patrick Mahomes out there and winning the Super Bowls. Y'all remember when Brady was playing? Brady be playing preseason. Y'all remember? And the thing about it too is, I'm sure y'all remember. I'm not telling y'all nothing y'all don't remember seeing. But y'all remember Brady used to be out there cussing people out in preseason games. And I know the commentators used to make a joke about it, but that just lets you know the more successful teams and the more successful players, their approach to preseason. And our Falcons, who had a winning season since 2017, we feel like it's beneficial to us to rest the guys. So, I don't know. Hopefully that strategy pay off for us. Dave says, if something is wrong with Cousins, it's time to begin the Penix Jr. era because once you go to the rookie, you can't come back to the vet. Yeah, they're definitely not. In my opinion, I don't think that's something that they're going to be trying to do anytime in the immediate future. For a myriad of reasons. One, like you said, once you go to the rookie, you can't come back to the vet. At that point, you got to try to find a way to trade him and make it work for the salary cap, which ain't gonna work this year. Two, speaking of salary cap, like Kirk Cousins year one, he just makes far too much money to be on the bench. He makes far too much money. For three, if they bench Kirk early in the year, I keep talking about Terry Fontenot, but buddy, that's probably the beginning of the end for you. Because if you bench Kirk, that means if we bench Kirk early, that means he's playing bad and the team is losing. That automatically means the team's playing bad and we losing. And chances are we're probably gonna end the year on another losing season. I like Terry Fontenot, but all that's gonna be a reflection on him. So for a lot of different reasons, they don't want to put Kirk Cousins on the bench at all. At all. Lisa says Bijan had 46% of our offense, but we only had 89 rushing yards. The math is not math, and you're right about that. Come on, Zach. He has to call a better game. Definitely got to call a better game. Definitely got to call a better game. Like you say, 46% of the offense, we only had 89 rushing yards. And I said it in the group, Lisa, like, much as we criticize Arthur Smith, I've never seen him call a game that bad. I've seen Arthur Smith do some crazy SHIT as far as play calling goes, but Arthur Smith, if he couldn't pass the ball with Mariota or Ritter, he was going to find a way to make the run game successful. Gotta give him credit on that. I didn't see Zach Robinson Sunday, man. Like, bro, you shoot. I don't know what that was. You doing, dog. That was hard. All right, so no need to apologize. No need to apologize. You're a fan. I read that fad. It reminded me of the Kendrick song. You a fan. You a fan. You a fan. Let me stop. Let me stop. My fault, Art. No need to apologize. You a fan. You got the right to feel how you want, Toddy. I was pissed off. So yeah, it ain't that wrong with that, man. Art, I know you just as diehard as I am, man. I be seeing you traveling to all the games and so forth, man. My point of saying that, Art, man, like, I'm not telling you now you don't already know, but like sports, especially football, it's passion. It's passion. It's a game of passion for the players. It's a passionate form of entertainment for us fans. We really buy into it. Even at times when you say, you know what, man, I ain't finna let the Falcons run my blood pressure up this year. Bump it. Bump it. I'll get with them next year. I ain't finna run my blood pressure up. And time Sunday get here, you right in front of the TV or you at the game just cussing. After you done promise yourself you ain't gonna let them, mess with your emotions. But it's passion, and that's what makes the game so damn entertaining and so fun. You know, your feelings get involved. You know, if you didn't care as much, it wouldn't be as interesting to you. Williams says 96% pistol formation unacceptable. Like for real, y'all. I was wondering what was going on with that pistol. That looked like year one of Mariota to me. Shout out to Marcus Mariota. Mariota didn't play bad week one. He just had an untimely turnover. William also says Zach Robinson should be on the field, not the press box. Greg says true Falcons fans should be pissed about that performance. Let's ring the bell for that. Correct. Art says I respect the title. Appreciate it, bro. Carlo Wiggins says we just want to be able to brag a little bit. Yeah, man. You know, we want some bragging rights too, bro. You know, we taught it every week at 3:30, 3:45 on Sunday. You know, we can't answer our texts or answer our phone. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all know how it be, man. You can't even respond to text. You can't even answer your phone, like you say, Carl. Like, man, you want to brag a little bit. I'm tired of losing. William say, oh, the William say the fan base fake anyway. So William banging on here. I knew Lisa about to come get you too. What's up to my dog, Lil E in the bed? What's up, Lil E? Says Cousins had 2 left feet. It won't last a month. Penis will be starting by week 4 to 6. Oh man, I'm telling y'all, if Penis is starting early in the year, Terry probably gonna be out of here, man. Like, that's something fun. You don't need, bro. He don't need to see Penix on the field unless it's garbage time that we winning in year one. So he really, really need this team and Kirk Cousins to turn the corner and play better. Kenneth says, awesome. Let's tell the truth. 9 players on the offense are the 7 to 10 Falcons. Ooh, from last year. And now we know it was not a QB problem. Uh-oh. Interesting perspective. And Raheem Conman Morris. Like Kenneth out kind of came banging on Raheem. Owes the fans, Ritter, and other players an apology. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm just gonna say only time will tell. Hey, by week 10, it could be you. You're right. You know, hoping that's not gonna be the case, but I can't say you're wrong. I can't even sit on here and say you're wrong at all. I can't do it. Cannot do it. Clay Murray in the building says, what up, Tyler? What's up, Clay? How you doing? Weather's changing and COVID rising again. Take care of yourself. Appreciate that, bro. Thanks a lot. Yeah, and I saw COVID, you know, I'm not supposed to say that on here. I seen that the C word is starting to make its way back again. But yeah, I appreciate the kind of words, man. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Art says I'm better than what I was on Sunday, even though I'm mostly Mr. Positive and optimistic guy. It was only week 1, but at the same time, I was pissed about the game, just like every other. Yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being pissed about the game. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You know, we've been in tune with this team for a long time. So y'all know how it is. Falcons gonna drive your blood pressure up, man. Y'all already know how it go. You know how it go. Know how it go. Look at Sean. How you done creeping here? That my boy Sean. He a Tampa Bay Up fan. Since Falcons are about to go on an 0-5 run, y'all won't win. Y'all probably won't win another 3 or 4 games. The real Baker Mayfield will soon show his true colors. He will soon show his true colors. Still guarantee we sweep y'all this year. In fact, Sean, we're gonna have to make us a friendly bet on each game, you know, because you've been talking so much shit since we lost and y'all won. So we gotta make a friendly bet. But shout out to my dog, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Let's see what else we got. What's up, Travis? It's a big 478. Then shout out to the whole 478 in this thing. Travis has got to come out better prepared. Not running Tyler Moore was crazy. That was very crazy. One of the top running back duos in the league. They should have. And I just didn't understand it, man. Like once it was obvious that Bijan was having problem getting into a rhythm, bring Tyler in here. You know that's your bowling ball. Let Tyler come in here and beat up on them defenders a little bit, kind of wear them down. Then bring Bijan back in here. Let Tyler do a little bit of the dirty work. Even though Tyler ended up averaging 7 yards per carry, even if he's not getting but 2, 3, 4 yards per game, he's delivering punishment. He's wearing that defense down to make it easier on a back like Bijan, who's more of a scat back. He's more of a in and out the hole type back. Where Tyler, he just want to run folks over. So but hopefully Zach Robinson learned from week one. Hope so. Y'all keep the comments going, man. Please keep them going. I do appreciate it. I see a lot of comments are coming in here. So we're gonna go ahead and start the show here. Well, the show has already started, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to the meat of it. Matt Ryan, former Atlanta quarterback, Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons legend. Some say he is a Hall of Fame. Some say he ain't a Hall of Famer. We won't debate that today. But needless to say, Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan, who now works broadcasting with CBS. He was in the booth last year. Does a fantastic job. Fantastic job, man. He's excellent at what he does. Excellent. But he recently did an interview. And of course, what is bad as the Falcons play, they want to talk to Matt about it. So he did an interview and they talked to him about the Falcons, which we're actually gonna look at a little bit of it also here. Let me bring it up on the screen and we're gonna see what the Iceman had to say about the Falcons. Carlos says Zach already on the it list. Yeah, mine too, to be honest with you, bro. He got to get off of it. But let's take a listen on what Matt had to say. It's not a real long interview, so we won't spend a whole lot of time on it. But I do want to listen to it with y'all. So let me pull this up real quick. Check out Iceman. All right, so we're gonna listen to this together. I'm gonna start the audio. Then I'm gonna pause it real quick. Y'all can tell me how the audio coming in.
Quarterback performances that we want your take on. None bigger, though, than the Atlanta Falcons, your former team, and Kirk Cousins. The expectations through the roof after everything this offseason that we saw transforming that roster down there in Atlanta. But Kirk Cousins failed to meet those expectations in week one. He goes 16-26, 155 yards, one touchdown, but 2 picks. Didn't quite look 100% Kirk. You saw him gritting his teeth.
He's wincing right there on the.
How's the volume, y'all? Are we coming in good on the volume? How does the sound on that clip? Carl, I noticed that. Hey, you seen that grin on his face? He sat up in that seat head. He couldn't even hide that grin. He like, well, I'm glad it ain't me. Yeah, he told my man, he had that look on his face like, y'all trying to run me out of town. You see how hard it been to replace me? Y'all see how hard it been to replace me? Y'all went through like 4 quarterbacks since y'all had me. Y'all took me for granted. That's a look Matt had on his face, man. Matt had that, okay. Y'all see, y'all ran me out the city. Y'all see how hard it is to replace me. It's not easy finding good franchise quarterback play. Y'all starting to see that now. Y'all done went through like almost 4 different quarterbacks since y'all ran me out of town. I still love y'all, but this was a lesson in football. It ain't as easy as y'all fans thought it was gonna be just to replace me, get me out of town, But let's get back going. Let's get back going. Davis says the volume is fine. Okay, appreciate it. So let's get back to it.
The throw.
Yeah, some rough throws on tape. What did you think of his debut performance?
Yeah, I mean, I thought not only him, but I thought the entire offense looked out of sync, and that's partially
not just him, but I thought the entire offense looked out of sync. Y'all know how Matt is. Matt ain't gonna throw nobody under the bus, and he ain't gonna be blatantly disrespectful to nobody. But he pretty much, when he say the offense is out of sync, that's pretty much I take that. And Matt may not mean this in a mean way, but when he say I think the offense and the quarterback was out of sync. The head coach and also the coordinator, y'all did a very piss poor job of getting these guys ready to play.
Due to the fact these guys didn't play much in the preseason, and
these guys didn't play much in the preseason. So now you got Matt Ryan talking about the lack of preseason play, Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. All these guys had decorated careers.
No, that's kind of the way everybody has gone in the NFL, right? There's this idea that it's not worth the risk of playing guys, getting somebody injured in the preseason. But it wasn't just Atlanta. I think you look across the league. I thought offenses were pretty sloppy yesterday. In Atlanta, the problem is they're going against Pittsburgh's defense week one. You've got a first-time play caller in Zach Robinson. I think kind of getting a feel for the talent that's around him, understanding what the offensive line is doing. That offensive line to me is best when they're running the football, right?
Right. I totally agree. And Matt make a good point. You got a big challenge week one. You're going against a notoriously excellent defense in the steel curtain. Then you're going against a generational defensive player in TJ Watt. So it's a big challenge. And then, like he's saying, you got a first-time play caller in Zach Robinson. So there's a lot of obstacles already in front of us before we take the first snap.
When they're effective running the football, they can get into that play action pass game, which they didn't do much of yesterday.
Didn't do it at all yesterday, man. Not one time.
So, the inability to establish the run, I think kind of set things out of rhythm for them and put them in a spot that they didn't want to be. And then, quite frankly, I think they all looked a little bit rusty. But it's early. I know everybody wants to kind of overreact and panic about,
Yes, Matt, we definitely overreact. we're a little panicky because we done seen it so much. We seen it when you played here, we seen it before you played here, and we still seeing it after you play here. So we're a little bit on our hands here, man.
Performances in week one. There's 16 more games to go, and I still believe this team has enough talent and enough good players on it, enough good coaches on that staff to get it turned around. But certainly not the performance Kirk or the Atlanta Falcons were looking for in that first debut.
Yeah, definitely not the performance that Kirk was looking for at all, or the Falcons in general. And he ended his statement by bringing it back around to Kirk because they asked him about Kirk, so he made sure to end his statement on that question about Kirk. Like, yeah, he didn't say this, but yeah, he looked like shit.
And you know what? That's a great point, Matt, talking about that offensive line. And me and Mike, we did our morning version of Pushing the Pile earlier, and you were so masterfully talking about some of the scouting reports on these guys up front for the Falcons. They're a team that's built to go smash face, run the football, get that line of scrimmage dominance, and then next thing you know, downtown Julie Brown. So I think for Kirk Cousins, it's going to be.
Yeah, we built to run the football. And I know Caleb McGarry got a lot of backlash for his game, but tell y'all somebody else who didn't play well on that line. Chris Lindstrom. He's normally Mr. Reliable, and I saw him get pushed around a lot on Sunday. So the line as a whole wasn't very good. Jake Matthews either.
We have to lean on this running game. You think about Lindstrom, you think about Dahlman and the guys up front who are really looking to play some bully ball. When they're back there protecting the whole time, it doesn't bode well for Kirk Cousins. It doesn't bode well for the 100%. Falcons.
Kyle, you know it too, man. If you're playing against a defensive line like that, and they know you're going to drop back, right? You got no chance. I don't care who is up front, right? You're behind the eight ball. It becomes difficult to do that. They need to run the football, and I'm sure that they're in there today looking at the film, trying to establish ways to run the football this week. Doesn't get much easier, right? They go play Monday night. They've got the Eagles coming up. The beginning of their schedule is brutal, and so it's going to be rough in Atlanta if they don't figure out how to run the football.
Yeah. Matt is pretty much saying it. Hey, it's going to be a long season in the A if they don't get back to running the football. That's our calling card. We run the football to pass the football. It's not like when him and Julio was here when we passed the football to run the football. Now we run the football to pass the football. Last couple of years, we've had one of the best offensive lines in the league. So they're going to have to get back to dominating the line of scrimmage for us to have a chance at success this year. If not, like Matt is saying, it's going to be a long season.
And the most head-scratching thing to me was, they didn't run the ball great, but they did run it a good number of times. And the weird thing was, Zach Robinson, new OC, man used to work at PFF with me. We used to heart play action all the time. He was there in your MVP season when you put up one of the greatest play action seasons statistically of all time. And we would talk about how important that is. They ran one play action pass the entire game. To me, I know Zach Robinson is smarter than that to utilize the play action pass. To me, that says that Kirk isn't healthy. It is the biggest my takeaway from that.
Okay, now this is going to be a little interesting because even he is now talking about Kirk Cousins not being healthy, which became a very big topic of conversation after the game, after seeing Kirk Cousins play, and based on the type of offensive sets that we were running. So it'll be interesting to see or hear what Matt Ryan says in response.
Because with what they were doing offensively, if he was completely healthy, you would have had some play action shots off of that, especially with what the talent they have as a wide receiver position with guys like Darnell Mooney who can scoot down the football field. I don't know. That's just – I think that has to change going forward, if anything.
Well, I mean, I think about it from the player's perspective. Even if you're 100% healthy, coming off of it mentally, you're not like you're not 100% of the way there. And I think
Matt, I'm glad he said that. He said, I'm thinking about it from a player's perspective, because even if you are healthy, mentally you're not 100%. Mentally, you're not 100%. And y'all, please pardon me here, but for those of you that watched the show on Sunday, that's essentially what I said also. Mentally, he's not 100%. And Matt says the same thing here. And in fact, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to replay what I said about this on the stream also. When I spoke about it, I'm going to play this real quick, and then we're going to go back to the Matt Ryan thing. But the mental part of coming back from the injury. So is he 100%? Probably not. But I do think physically he's healthy. Now, mentally, probably not healthy. And I think it's safe to say he's probably not healthy mentally as far as coming back from his injury. Because when you have these season-ending injuries, there's two rehabs that you got to go through. Physical rehab and the mental rehab. The mental rehab typically always comes last after the physical rehab. Now you got to mentally trust that Achilles now. Or if you tear your ACL or your MCL, now when you get it repaired, they go in there, they cut you open, they do your surgery, you 6 to 8 months of rehab, and you go through all your tests, your flexibility test, your strength test. They put you on the machine. You ready? You still gotta get there mentally. Yeah, and I'm so glad that Matt Ryan spoke about this. I said this on stream even before the Matt Ryan interview about the mental part of bouncing back from an injury so serious that Kirk sustained last year. But back to the Matt Ryan portion of it.
I think, getting through that first game probably for Kirk coming off that injury, and then kind of seeing where he feels today, tomorrow, kind of getting through that rehab. I think just getting out there and starting to get through it is going to be beneficial for him. And I hope, as a kind of supporter of the Falcons, you hope that they get it rolling here.
Yeah, Matt makes a really great point about how is Kirk going to feel today? How's Kirk going to feel tomorrow?
Yeah, and to continue to touch on that, because I see the narrative, and I see the narrative of Kirk isn't healthy. My personal opinion, I'll reiterate. Physically, I think he's fine. I think he's healthy physically. It's the mental part of it. that he's probably still injured mentally. And going back to a little bit what I said Sunday, man, I just the reason I say he's fine physically because again, we're talking about an NFL team, best doctors, best rehab facilities. I don't see a situation where they pay him that kind of guaranteed money they pay him. You still draft a quarterback at 8. Then you had a quarterback on the roster who can step in and start a game or two and maybe win you a game. Has won some games in Taylor Heineke, and you trade him off. You trade Heineke for only a 6th-round pick. So I don't see a situation where a coach like Raheem Morris, who has about 20 years of NFL experience, his second time being a head coach, I don't see any situation where he tries to hide a physical injury, him and his offensive coordinator, with formations on offense. You know, because I see people saying, well, this is why they kept running this formation. This is why they ran this formation, because Kirk is injured. I feel like if he was injured physically, they would just put him on the bench. They would not risk their investment or their careers by playing someone who's on a injured Achilles. They would just put him on the bench. You drafted Michael Penix. You had Taylor Heineke. You could bring Penix in off the bench, or if you don't want to rush Penix and put him in the fire, if you knew this guy was still injured, you keep Taylor Heineke and say, hey, Heineke, you go come here and start the first 2 or 3 games. Then we trade you when Kirk get healthy. You know, they could have easily put Kirk on the bench if he was still injured physically. I don't buy he's hurt. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it everywhere. And I'm telling y'all this, I don't buy the narrative that he's still injured physically. I'm not buying it. To me personally, this is solely my opinion, it just don't make sense to me. Mentally, yeah, he probably is still injured mentally because he suffered a season-ending, very serious injury. But physically, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that an NFL team, new coach, new OC, instead of just putting him on the bench and let him recover, which is very easy to do, you try to hide him behind offensive sets. It's just hard for me to buy that. Now, if it come out later on and he say, look, I was hurt, I was injured, or doctors come out and say, yeah, he was still hurt, injured, you know, I'll revisit that at that point in time. But I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. Meezy says, I agree. Just an excuse for poor play. And you're probably right, Meezy. And again, I'll keep saying mentally, yeah, I'm sure he is still injured mentally. But physically, no. I don't see any NFL team having this kind of conspiracy to hide an injury where you could just put this guy on a bench. And you brought Michael Penix in. You drafted him, who looked good in preseason. You could easily play him until Kirk gets healthy. Or you could have just kept Taylor Heineke. If they knew he was injured, they'd have just kept Taylor Heineke. Like, look, Taylor, like Kirk is still physically unable to perform to the point we need him to perform at. So we're probably going to need you to step in and play about 2 or 3 games. You know, give Kirk. You could have easily gave Kirk another month to get fully healed physically, but I don't think it's a physical thing. I think it's a mental part of the game. Sorry about that, y'all.
Tomorrow and leading into the Wednesday practice, and obviously a lot of questions about Kirk's lower body and the health there, but you don't know how you're going to feel until you go play a football game. He was able to do that, obviously healthy enough to be on the field, but it's what Matt's talking about. Are they going to be able to build some of that stuff into next week's game plan when they go to play against the Eagles? I think they do run the ball more against the Eagles.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much.
I think the last thing on this too, guys, is like, this is a veteran player. And so unlike some of the guys we might talk about later on, he's got this database of having played well and rebounded from adversity. And there's my thumbs up on there. My computer's, figuring it out. I don't know if that came up on the screen, but
his computer freezing like now.
He's got this database of playing well, knows how to rebound from these type of things. So I think he gets it, going in the right direction. I'm not overly concerned here.
Speaking of guys who do not have that database, which is, I think, so important, especially with what defenses are throwing at you nowadays, we saw 3 rookie debuts. Caleb.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll get off this because it seems like they're about to start talking about other guys outside of Falcons. But that was a good segment from the Iceman, Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons former quarterback, Atlanta Falcons legend, Matt Ryan. I have put a link in the description. There's a video if you want to watch this entire segment with Matt Ryan. Please, after this video is done, click the link. You can watch the full thing in its entirety. Video courtesy of NFL on CBS. But yeah, that was a great segment. Great segment. All right, so with that out the way, let's get down to our player grades. Let's get down to the player grades. Brian says, as somebody who's had hardware put in my knee and had to learn to walk again, I can honestly say the mental part of trusting that part of the body to perform like it did before past surgery is hard. Brian, I'm in the same boat as you are also, my friend, because I've experienced it as well, man. Got hardware in my knee now, and I'll have it to my last day here. And you're absolutely right, man. When you go through your rehab, you go through your test, your strength test, your flexibility test. They put you on that computer. They give you a, for lack of better words, clean bill of health. You're recovered. You're rehab. You're ready to go. Cool. But like Brian is saying, like, that's only half the battle is getting back there physically. It's the mental part. That's the second part of the battle. The mental part, trusting that knee again, trusting that ligament again, trusting that tendon again. That's the other part that you got to do. Now that you're done with the physical rehab, the physical recovery, you got to do the mental rehab and the mental recovery. And like Brian is saying, trusting that part of the body to perform again. I know when I tore my ACL and my meniscus, man, and when I went through my rehab, and they tell you, man, you're good to play. You can play again. It was tough, man. It was because in the back of your mind, the back of your head, you gotta learn to trust that knee again, or that tendon again, or that ligament again. And it's a battle. It's a psychological battle. It just don't come back like that. It might for some people, a few people, Some people might be like Adrian Peterson. You just put in, you don't deal with it. But for most people, shoot, man, even now, something as simple as jogging, like sometimes you be thinking to yourself, or I be thinking to myself, Brian might can attest to this, like, man, boy, I don't want to take the wrong turn on this knee and that ligament pop, And just like now, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I mean, I'm not old man, but I don't even participate in certain sports anymore. I was like the ultimate athlete in terms of I'll be wanting to play football, baseball, basketball. But now, somebody hit me like, hey, man, you want to run basketball? I would love to, but I can't. I can't risk getting injured again. It's too much of a risk for me. Way too much of a risk. But yeah, it's a battle, man. It's definitely a mental battle that you got to go through. Definitely a mental battle. King Richard says that's why he said let him play in the preseason. I think because it's more mental. That's a great point. Excellent point. You're right, King. Didn't even think about that. You're right. That's a good point. That's probably why Kirk was like, look, let me play in the preseason so I can go ahead and start dealing with this. Because since he got hurt, he ain't deal with TJ Watts and all these guys 280 pounds coming at you and they running 4.6 and they can bench press 800 pounds. And you thinking like, oh shit, boy, don't touch my ligament. Do not touch this ligament. It'd be so much going through the mind. It'd be so much going through the mind. So much. But yeah, let's do our player grades real quick, y'all. Pardon me, I done ran my mouth a whole lot, so I don't use up most of the time. But we're gonna do our player grades real quick. Y'all know how we do this. We're gonna do this on the schedule of not a schedule. a grading scale of 1 to 10. No, a 0 to 10. 0 being the absolute worst. You trash. You garbage. You shouldn't be in the NFL. Go ahead and somebody give him his walking papers. 10 being you played an excellent game. You couldn't play no better than you actually played. So we're going to do a grading scale from 0 being the absolute worst, 10 being the absolute best. I think we always started off with defense, so we will keep that tradition going to start off with defense. We won't be able to go through everybody because, like I said, I done used up so much time rambling, running my mouth. So y'all pardon me on that. Art says because they don't want to go through that again and the pain and yeah, man, that's it. You do not want that pain again, bro. In that rehab, you don't want it. Your brain don't want it. Your brain involuntary muscle. Your brain don't want that pain no more, man. Brian said definitely I can't work out like I used to, play certain sports. Hell, even doing certain things. That's it, bro. That's it. Hey, man, when you're a teenager, you in your early 20s, when you still feeling like Superman, it's different then. Like, you'll take a broken arm. You may take a torn ACL. You ain't but 19. Like, bro, can't that phase me? I'm made of steel. But boy, you start knocking in your 30s and 40s, body just don't react like it used to. But yeah, let's go ahead and do these player grades, man. Like I said, we'll breeze through these, man. And then appreciate y'all time also. So let's see. Let's start off with defense here. Let's start with Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates had 6 total tackles. He also had 6 solo tackles. No interceptions. No tackles for loss, anything of that nature. So we're grading Jesse Bates on a grading scale of 0 being the absolute worst, 10 being the absolute best. Again, we are grading Jesse Bates. Had a total of 6 tackles. So if you don't mind, drop your grade for me for Jesse Bates in the comment section, and we'll see what y'all think. Again, we are grading Jesse Bates for the Falcons. Clayton says defense, everybody, but AJ get a C+, AJ gets a D-. Measy edits says it's 7. Clayton Murray says a C. Art Angel says a 6.5. Keely, what's up, bro? What's going on? Seen you that picture of Roddy White also, man, in that suite. Y'all, that Keely was in that rich man suite. But he said Jesse has gets a 5, C-. Clayton Murray says Bates gets a C, no TD allowed. David Starr says a 7 would have been higher if he hadn't lost Pickens to end the half. Yeah, they gave him 3 points too, right? Jay Lano says a B. What's going on, Rusty? Says Jesse A, if you don't hear his name as a safety, is probably a good thing. Says a 10. Okay, so he gives him a perfect 10. Perfect 10. We're grading Jesse Bates. Any more grades coming in for Bates? I gotta find the website I had been using the last 2 years to do this too, because they used to give me the tackles for loss. And this one I'm using, I don't have it on here. So next week I'll make sure to find that one. Come on here. Jesse Bates. All right, so we'll go to the next person here. Pretty nice grade for Jesse Bates. Pretty good job for him. Let's now go to let's go to the team captain, if we may. Let's do Grady Jarrett. Do Big Grady, the 10-year veteran. Grady had a total of 2 tackles for loss. He had 1.5 sacks, 2 solo tackles, 3 total tackles. Again, we are doing Grady Jarrett. He is credited with 3 total tackles, 2 solo tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 2 tackles for loss. What grade would y'all give our veteran Grady Jarrett? Man, time moves so fast now. It just seemed like yesterday Grady was like in his first or second year in the Super Bowl year, second Tom Brady. Now he's a 10-year vet. Time moves so fast. But we're grading Grady Jarrett. Versus we doing letter or number grades. We doing number grades, 0 to 10. Art says an 8. Jay Lena says a A. Ray Ellison says a 10 for Grady. What's going on, Ray? How you doing? Brian says an A. Keely says a 6.5, a B minus. David says an 8, pushed the pocket, held up against the run. Ray said it was good to see him back. Yeah, it was. It definitely was. Grady looked like he slimmed down a little bit. Not so much like losing weight, which he might have did, but it seemed like he put on, I don't know, like if it makes sense, like more slender muscle mass, if that makes any sense. I'm probably not saying what I mean correctly. But it looked like he was really going hard in the gym. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Brian says an 8.5. And we're grading Grady Jarrett, y'all. From 0 to 10. Grady Jarrett. Russell says Grady a 10, 1.5 sacks, and he was pushing after the whistle. Yeah, that's what I like too. I like that assholeism. I like that assholeism. That's something that this team has traditionally not been good at. But I've seen a lot of meanness in that defense on Sunday. They probably went in the locker room and cuffed the offense out after the game. Grady wasn't about to get punked in our house. Let's ring the bell. We need more of that dog on this team. I could not agree more. Yes. I could not agree more. Strapped Up 24. What's going on, Strapped Up? Says, what's good, bro? I'm chilling, man. Hope everything going well for you. So I think next week will be different. I think we will win next week against the Eagles. Kirk is going into the lab, and trust me, he will get things right. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so, man. And I'm with you. I think he will be much improved next week as well. And I think the offensive court. Well, I think Zach Robinson done learn from a lot of obvious mistakes on Sunday. He'll do a better job of having offense prepared for week 2 against Philly. Clayton Mercer is great to get a B. Good to see the sacks again. Williams says a D minus on offense, and defense gets a C minus. And we're grading Grady Jarrett, y'all. Grady Zach is ass cheeks. He was definitely there on this past Sunday, man. That was one of the worst offensive games one of the worst called offensive games by an offensive coordinator that I've seen in Atlanta in quite some time. All right, so we'll go to the next person, y'all. Let's go with the new guy. Let's do the new guy. Matthew Judon, who we acquired via trade right before the regular season started. He had a total of 0.5 sacks, so he was credited with a half a sack. Had 1 solo tackle and 5 total tackles. So this is Matthew Judon. Had 5 total tackles, 1 solo tackle, and he was credited for 0.5 sacks. So he got a half a sack. Matthew Judon, we are grading on a numeric scale, 0 being the very worst, 10 being essentially a perfect game. Matthew Judon. Art Angel says a 7.5. Judon, 8.5, A minus. Jay Lionel says a 7. David says 7. Did have an important half a sack. Yeah, he did. And I thought that was going to push us to score. Brian Cornea says a B. I'm sorry, that's an 8. I ain't got my glasses on. My bad, y'all. Carlos says an 8 also. So good grades for Matthew. Good grades for Judon. So that was a good debut for him. And I think he'll get better also with time as well. He didn't have any training camp or anything with Atlanta, obviously, this year. So I think as he starts to build better chemistry with his new teammates, he'll do a lot better also as time goes on. He had a good game also Sunday. Race has an 8 for him, also 8 for Judon, an 8. So yeah, so I think we all agree that was a pretty good game. That was a nice showing. Unfortunately, we couldn't cap it off with a victory, but a good showing for him. Rest of his Bates did lose Pickens before halftime, 8.5 for just debate the third, 9 for Judon. So good grades for both of them. Playing says Judon gets a C plus. He can get better once he gets comfortable. Yeah, I do agree with him. I got you. Feels like he can get better when he get comfortable. I got you. And I do agree with you on that too, Clay. All right, so let's go to our next guy here. Let's see. And y'all don't forget, I'm gonna let y'all tee off on AJ too. We're gonna get him on here. In fact, let's just go ahead and do AJ. Shoot. Let's not even wait. Let's go ahead and do the brand new multi-millionaire quarterback, number 24, Mr. AJ Terrell, and his $81 million new deal. AJ Terrell today had a total of 5 tackles, 5 solo tackles, no interceptions, no sacks, no tackles for loss. I don't see pass deflections on here. Like I said, I got to find the website I used last year, which told me pass deflections. So y'all give me a break on that this week. I'm sorry I ain't got it. But again, we got AJ Terrell, and he did give up some critical yardage to Pickens also on Sunday. So we are going to point that out as well. Also, he got lucky on that push off. That was a bang call. I think that call could have went either way. It just depends on how the referee saw it. I think it could have been, that's opposite pass interference. You did push off, or he could just say, I'm gonna let that go. I think it could have went either way. I really do. But thankfully for AJ, that did not count. But Pickens did get him later in the game. So we're great, AJ Terrell. Y'all do me a big favor, drop your grades in the comments for Mr. Terrell. Art gives him a 3 or a 4. So we'll just say a 3.5. Give him a 3.5. 3.5. David says a 5 out of position when it counted. Did not get his hands up when it counted either. Clayton says AJ gets a D plus. Looking like new money. Let's ring the bell for that. A slick bang on AJ. That was real slick. Keelan says the one big pass he gave up was a dime of a pass. That was a good pass. Good play on the ball too by Pickens. Pickens don't get credit for it, y'all, but Pickens one of the better receivers in the league at making, just plays on the ball for a receiver. Going to get a pass or a thrown pass. He always been good at that. He was good at that at Georgia, University of Georgia. It just, he started to get hurt, toward the end of his tenure there, but Pickens always been a dog, Then Bates screwed him on one play, AJ 6.5. Yeah. I don't know what Bates was doing on that play. I don't know if he fell for a post route or he let Justin Fields maybe lick him off. I don't know if Fields pump fake, but yeah, Bates knocked him out the drive. Carlos says a 5. Jay Leonard says a 5.5. Carlos says he did not give up a TD. David says we got lucky that wasn't offensive pass interference. All right, so AJ was getting cooked, but back there, but bend but don't break. Russell says AJ don't give up a lot of yards, but he gives up completions at what seems like the absolute worst times. Third downs before the half. 6 for AJ. That's decent. That's a decent score. It ain't great. It's decent. If I was grading, I'd probably have him about a 5.5 or 6 myself. Ray says I give him a 6. Yep. That's about what I would have him, about a 6. Art says Pickens looked like Julio out there. He did look like a younger, shorter version of Julio. David says Bates bid on skinny post. Okay, so that, I knew it had to be something he bid on. As you can see, he was turned around. He was all out of position. What's going on, Mike? Mike says that he gives him a 6. Okay, so decent scores. Decent. Definitely needs to get better, but he's decent. Not as bad as it could have been. All right, so that's AJ Terrell. Let's see, we got any more on defense we need to do. We gotta do at least one linebacker, right? Oh no. Let's do Mike Hughes. Let's do Mike Hughes. Mike Hughes had 7 tackles, 7 solo tackles, and he actually had, surprisingly, 3 tackles for loss. Mike Hughes, 7 total tackles, which was tied for second on the team. 7 solo tackles, 3 tackles for loss. I will admit I didn't pay a lot of attention to his coverage in the game because I was more focused on AJ Terrell. But I noticed he was coming up making tackles. I heard his name a lot on Sunday. So what grade do y'all give Mike Hughes? What grade would you give Mike Hughes for his performance on Sunday? Ark says a 7. Mike says a 7. Jay Lana says a 7. David says 7 wasn't bad, but wasn't memorable either. I can go for that. Definitely can get better. So we're grading Mike Hughes. Let's see. Russell says I'll give him a 7.5. So that's fairly good. Clayton says Mike surprised he did better than expected, a 7. I'm in the same boat. He did better than I thought he would. I really thought they were going to pick on him all game long. So he wasn't bad at all, man. He did good coming up in the run game, obviously. Race of 7, I think I saw him a couple times on blitzes. Probably so, because, again, he did have 3 tackles for loss. So, that obviously had to be the guy that Jimmy Lake was sending on the corner blitz. Keeler says, they say if you don't hear a DB name being called, it's a good day, a 7. That's true. So it looks like everybody was in the same ballpark with Mike. He was about a 7, which is a pretty good game. Russell says Kurt Ritter or Desmond Cousins. which one sounds better? If he played like he played, if he played Monday like he played this past Sunday, he's gonna be Kurt Ritter. I think Kurt Ritter got a better ring to it because Desmond Cousins sound like the basketball player. Kurt Ritter seemed more original. All right, so let's go to our other player. We got to at least get one linebacker in here. Let's do Kane Ellis. He had the most tackles. Kane had 9 total tackles and 4 solo tackles. No sacks, no tackles for loss, but he did lead the league. Not lead the league. He led the team in tackles on Sunday. Caden Ellis, again, 9 tackles, 4 solo tackles. What grade would y'all give Caden Ellis for his performance this past Sunday against Pittsburgh? See, Art says a 6.5 for Caden. Davis a 7, got drugged a little too much by Harris for me. Yeah, Nigel was punishing. I mean, he didn't rack up a lot of, excuse me, a whole lot of yards, but his presence was felt by us on Sunday. His presence was felt. But he's always played like that, so that's really not a huge surprise. And again, y'all, we are grading Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis, give you those numbers one more time. 9 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, no sacks, no tackles for loss. Caden Ellis. Jay Leonard says a 6.5. Clayton says Ellis gets a 5.5. Average play for position. Keely says a 6. Wasn't impressed. So everybody following about the same grade for Caden. He's right at about a 6.5. Not terrible, but not great either. Mike says a 6. And that's for Caden Ellis. All right, so we'll go to our next player. I think we'll end right there on the defense. We'll go ahead and do offense, and then we'll get out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all patience. It's a damn shame, man. As long as we've been doing grades, we can't hardly never grade the wide receivers because we don't we ain't been throwing up a lot of yards. Crazy. That trend is still going. But let's grade at least one of our pass catches, man. Well, we might get two. Let's grade the guy who came out of college being called a unicorn. Not a big day, but he did put points on the scoreboard. Kyle Pitts had 3 catches on Sunday for 26 yards, which has kind of been around his average the last 3 years. 1 touchdown. That's a good thing because he has been struggling to score touchdowns since he came to the league. So that is a good thing. The longest catch of the day was 12 yards. He only was targeted 3 times. So in Kyle's defense, he caught everything that was thrown to him. 3 targets, 3 catches, 26 yards, 1 touchdown. Longest catch of the game was a 12-yard reception. What grade will y'all give Kyle Pitts for his performance on Sunday? Rest says, let's grade the coordinators too. Okay, we'll do the coordinators. Cuda says the only receiver that made an impact was Ray. Yeah, sadly too. The one who we assume would probably make the smallest impact. Davis's 4 route run is still suspect. It is, and I'm kind of starting to think that that's just who he is. Still running them dusty routes. I'm starting to think that just might be who he is. He might need to pay one of them the recently retired receivers to work with him next offseason. Ray Ellis says McLeod had a decent game. Art says a 6. Are you saying a 6 or an 8 or 6.8? Is that 6.8 I saw? Jay Landon says 6.5. Clayton says Pittsburgh is a C-. His blocker still needs to be felt, but I'm glad he got a TD. Yeah, me too. I'm glad he got that touchdown mark off his back. Big Mike says a 4. Rest of them will keep it a buck. I think Kyle Pitts is soft as baby food. His half-hearted routes and chip blocks disgust me. He's not a physical player, man. He ain't a physical player at all. You know, and of course he's not built up like for a stature like a Kelsey or a Gronk, and guys who don't mind being physical. And maybe that's being unfair to Kyle to even at this point compare him to 2 all-time greats, but he was built as such, coming out of Florida. We just haven't reaped the rewards of it as of yet. Keelan says, man, please do not pay Pitts. We'll get the same production with Pruitt. Pitts gets a 5. That's going to be an instant conversation at the end of the year. Do you extend Kyle? That's going to be a very interesting conversation. Ray Ellis says, I'll give him a 6. His blocker skills are less to be desired. Bernard says he give Kyle Pitts a 7. Okay, Ark, I got you. It says a 6.8. He says Pitts gave the weakest half-hearted help on TJ Eller. Yeah, he didn't want it. He didn't want that. He didn't want the problems. He didn't want no problems at all. He didn't want no problems. Carlos says we should have kept Jono. I thought we were gonna keep Jono, to be honest with you. I don't know why they released him. I guess they went all in on Kyle Pitts. I would have kept Jono because we had him under contract for 1 more year, right? I don't remember exactly, but I think he was due to make like $5 million somewhere in that area. So he wasn't gonna make a whole lot of money. Strap says, looks like we signed an offensive tackle, bro. I seen that. I saw that right before I came on. I forget his name, but I did read that. Art says Pitts wasn't a block in college either. No, he was. He was just a finesse guy. In the 19 year, I'll just say that. They don't like you to say that C word on YouTube. Brandon Park. Okay, I gotta look him up. What's that? Kyle Pitts is a Ferrari with a Prius engine. Carlos says 7 because flags. Does that say got him? Did I read that right? Mike says he is not big like Metcalf, but he still is a big body, but his effort stinks. You're right. Kyle Pitts is not a small guy. Kyle Pitts is Paul, but Kyle Pitts is big. You know what I'm saying? He ain't a little small, like, slanky guy. I don't know, he just don't seem like he's just real physical, man. Sometimes you can't teach physicality. Sometimes you either got it or you don't. Speaking of Shannon Sharp, he needed to watch some Shannon Sharp film back when he played the Broncos. All right, so let's finish up on offense here. We might well go to our running back now, and then quarterback, and then the coaches, and we'll finish this up. Let's go Tyler, then play another bit. Graded. Let's do Bijan. Bijan had excuse me. He had 18 carries for 68 rushing yards, no rushing touchdowns. His longest rush of the game was 13 yards. He also was pretty active in the passing game. He had 5 receptions for 43 yards, no touchdowns. Longest catch of Sunday was a 14-yard reception, and he had 5 targets. So again, Bijan, 5 targets, 43 receptions. 43 receiving yards, 5 receptions. And he also had 68 rushing yards on 18 carries. So he went over 100 total yards. And I'm just looking at this, man. Bijan Robinson had the second most targets on the team. That's probably a problem. He had the second most receiving targets on the team. That is probably a problem. We may not need to replicate that again. But anyway, we're great with y'all. Get Bijan for Sunday. We're great with getting. Clay Murray says he gets a B+ for Bijan. Art says a C. David says C. Saw him cutting the tackles. Yeah, I'm saying that too. I've seen him coasting a little bit out there. What's up, Lil E says Bijan gets a 7, a B+. Jay Leonard says B+. He was by far our best offensive player on Sunday. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Russell says poor Bijan is going to have a short career with this workload. Zach Robinson needs to be investigated for prop bets on Bijan. Good Lord, 10 for my dog Bijan. So that's a good grade. You gave him a real good grade, of course. And I'm kind of like you, man, with the workload. Boy, between him and Arthur Smith, I know you say poor Bijan, but I say poor Tyler Algier. Imagine just being a 5th-round draft pick. You break a franchise rookie record that probably stood for 30 years, and you damn near get relegated to practice squad status. That's rough. I'm supposed to get rewarded for stuff like that, but that's rough. But I agree on the workload, man. Bijan is obviously way more talented than Tyler, from just raw talent. But Tyler can still play football. They should not just act like he's the stepchild that don't nobody want, for lack of better words. But anyway, we'll see what they do Monday. Carlos says the Browns finna get out of this Watson contract on a technicality. It's in breaking news about his case all of a sudden. Oh, shit. Now, I saw something on Twitter about there was a new case, but I didn't know they was about to get out the contract. I'm going to check that out when I get off the stream. Dang, B-Sean. Mike says 6, but he needs to break some long ones for the TDs. I agree. Keelan says, anybody else knows if Bijan doesn't finish his runs, just skates out of bounds. He was under 4 yards per carry, 6. I noticed that. The one thing I do like about Tyler, because he punishes you. And Bijan was actually, because you mentioned Keelan, he was under 4 yards per carry. For most of the game, he was under 3 yards per carry. He wasn't productive running the ball at all, which, I'm not blaming Bijan for that. I mean, again, you played the Steelers. It ain't like you play some, chumps on defense. It ain't like you play, the Cardinals or somebody. But that's why I couldn't understand why they were adamant on not getting Tyler Algier the ball. Sometimes you just got to match physicality with physicality. Bijan is more of a finesse runner, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just his style. But what do I know? Carlos says Bijan gets a B. Little E says Bijan on the rookie deal. Still, Kirk needs to give him some money. Art says exactly. So they doing my boy Algier. I don't get it. I don't understand it, bro. I think Zach Robinson drafted Bijan in fantasy. Got him in fantasy football. They go get him like they did Calvin Ridley. I'll just BS. Lil E says, "What's the worst deal, Watson or Cousins?" That's a good question, but it's hard to answer now because Kirk has only played one game. So to be fair, we would need more of a resume with Kirk with the Falcons before we could say which one is worse. But Cleveland did what they did last year, pretty much without Deshaun Watson. But that's just Cleveland being Cleveland, giving him all the guaranteed money. What he says, Tyler finishes. Yeah, he does. Carlos says, Tyler earned his spot. It's another one of the Falcons going to let him go and get paid elsewhere trying to be cute. Yep. Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep them both, man. I tend to wonder, are they going to let him just finish out his 4-year contract with Atlanta, or do you try to get something for him in year 4? Based on how they use him now, you probably going to get a whole lot for him. Lil E says, fair but glad Watson picked Brown instead of the Falcons. Yeah, you and me both, bro. Because we be stuck in that we'd be stuck in a big contract and him not playing, and he's still going through legal stuff. Let's go ahead and do Kirk Cousins. We'll go ahead and be ready to wrap up. Kirk Cousins. Sunday, he was 16 for 26 for 155 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And when I say 2 interceptions, he had what I'll call a Desmond Ridder interception also. Y'all know how Ridder would just throw interceptions to the team and they wouldn't catch them. Kirk had a Desmond Ridder interception. It was an interception, but it didn't go in the official stat book. He also was sacked 2 times for negative 18 yards. So again, we are grading Kirk Cousins for his play yesterday. Let me give you his stats again real quick. I just lost it. There we go. He was 16 for 26 passing, 155 yards. He only averaged 6 yards per attempt, which is not good at all. That's terrible. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. His longest pass of the day was 20 yards. Sacked 2 times for negative 18 yards. His passing rating was 59. Good Lord. 59. That's definitely Desmond Ridder territory. Goodness. Art says teams would love to have Tyler Algier if we're not going to use him. I agree. Especially some of them physical teams like the team we played on Sunday. Teams who love physical football, Baltimore. Some AFC teams who just like to play that hardcore physical football. Yes. Davison's 2, the interceptions were terrible. They were terrible, bro. They were terrible. That last one was just unbelievable. The last one just sucked a little energy out of me. I can't believe this, man. I cannot believe this. I just seen this same play at quarterback the last 2 years. Here we go again. Wow. Now the last interception is really what pissed me off. That's what had me in just such a pissy mood Sunday. But anyway, Lil Easton's cousin gets a D-. Archangel give him a 3.5. Rest of Kirk gets a B because he was. I read that like, you gave him a B? Quote, you like that, 4.5. Lisa says, I have more interceptions than touchdowns are definitely not a recipe for success. Not at all. It's that Desmond Ritter territory. Clay says, Kirk gets a 3. Got to get it out of his hand. And what's worse if he wasn't because of preseason coming off an injury. If it wasn't preseason coming off an injury. Keita says, I'll put some of that on inexperienced coaching. I do agree on that. And I did not think Zach would come out calling such a poor game. I don't know where my confidence in Zach Robinson came from. I guess I watched a bunch of his interviews in the offseason, and I bought into him. Y'all go ahead and throw the tomatoes at me, but I was getting some Kyle Shanahan vibes based on how he was talking. And boy, looked like an 8-year-old out there calling plays Sunday, man. That was terrible. Mike said D for cement shoes. Kirk. Rusty says we literally could have saved all that money, drafted Penix, and spent $100 million on the right tackle, DN, and another wide receiver. But nope, Terry Penix. You know what? I argued against that point all offseason, and I just hope and pray I don't have to come and eat crow in about 8 or 9 weeks. It's like, hey man, y'all were right. Y'all was right. I hope I don't have to. I'm hoping it works out because I like the Kirk Cousins signing. I like the Michael Penix draft pick, but a lot of people didn't. So hopefully I don't have to eat crow on that. Lil E says Kirk 1 TD, 2 interceptions, could have been 2 more interceptions. Yeah, he had them Desmond Ritter interceptions. The ones that count but don't count. Kirk's agent had to slide Terry some man. Kirk got a hell of an agent. Who is Kirk's agent? Well, Kirk got a hell of an agent, man. Kirk done finessed one of the best deals in football history, man. Jay Long says 4 horrible games, horrible games. Only reason not in Lawrence is because he threw a touchdown. So give him credit for a touchdown. So make no mistake about it, Kirk was terrible his first game. Absolutely terrible. All right, so I didn't want Kirk at first, but I'll be honest now. Yeah, our quarterback gotta work for that $180 million. Yeah, gotta work for it. Yeah, you're right. So let's do our offensive coordinator. Let's do Zach Robinson. Let's grade him. Let's do the offensive coordinator. Let me look at the team stats on offense real quick. All right, so here are our team stats on offense. We're grading now Zach Robinson, our offensive coordinator. We had 15 first down. We were 2 for 9 on 4th down. We ran 50 total plays. We had only 226 total yards. Lost to a team who only had 270 total yards. And they still outgained us by 40-plus yards. That's crazy. Yards per play, we had 4.5 yards per play, 137 passing yards. And for the rushing goals, we averaged 4.4 yards per rush, 89 rushing yards. And the most important stat on offense, only 10 points. So, what grade would y'all give Zach Robinson for Sunday's game? Mike says Kurt still looks hurt to him. Carlos says, I think they knew Robinson was coming and wanted a veteran who knew the language of the offense. That makes sense. Davis says a 1. Not only had the quarterback and the pistol and shotgun the whole game, but play sequencing was awful. Terrible. I agree. I definitely agree. Keeler says Zach no, negative 5.5. If I ran to him in the streets, I'd trip him up. Banging on Zach. He was garbage, man. I wasn't impressed at all. I went from being a big fan going into a game, and now I'm having second thoughts. Like, man, we couldn't find nobody else, and I was a coordinator. But hopefully Philly, man, they'll just come out with like a totally different team. We'll have a different narrative. Hopefully. Clayton says OC gets a 1.5 only because it's the first game. Art says a 5. Mike says a D minus, not one deep ball. Steelers just pinned their ears back and bull rush. Yeah, that's another thing I just couldn't stand. We didn't contest the defense. Like it looked like we played our first preseason game. It was just some nasty work all the way around for us on offense, man. All the way around. But that ends the coverage on the Steelers game. On to the Eagles on Monday night. And the crazy thing about it's funny when I gotta say the crazy thing. This should be a good thing. But the crazy thing is the NFL, they've been running the Monday night promotion because it's a national televised game. So they run national commercials, of course. National televised game. And they've been talking about Bijan and the Dirty Birds. And I'm sitting here like, oh God, here we go. That lost all my confidence, man. Like, oh y'all, don't come on national TV and embarrass us, man. Don't come on national TV and embarrass us, man. But I'm gonna stay positive, because I am confident we can win the game. We just got to approach the game way differently than we approach Sunday's game. You can't come out there with that same scheme and play calling and approach to the game. Defensively, yeah, you ain't got to do a whole lot different on defense. Defense did fine. There were some plays and some players that stuck out more than others, but for the most part, defense did fine. But offense, a lot of work to do. A lot of work. Jay Leonard says he gets a 1. I'm sorry, horrible game planning, which I agree. It's only not a 0 because that was his first ever game as OC. Clay said defense coordinator gets an 8 for no touchdowns. Davis says, I hope we don't embarrass ourselves. You and me, bro. I'm already starting to get a little bit of that Falcons anxiety. Strapped up 24 said we will win. Trust me, it's too early to panic now. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. Too early. Start panicking around 6 or 7 if the situation calls for it. You're right. Keeler says, me and Russ said we were starting 0-3 doing a prediction show. Damn. What was your final prediction, Keeler? Which was 10? I think he was 11-6, wasn't you? I think, man, you had the same prediction if I remember correctly. Art says Philly a much better team than the Steelers. We can't play like we did Sunday out in Philly too. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. It's gonna be in Philly, bro. It's gonna be in Philly. Y'all know how we play in Philly. That's like us playing the Steelers. For some reason, we just don't play well in Philly. But put out positive vibes. Because just like Strapped Up just said, it's too early to panic. So I'm not gonna panic. Lost that game, as they say in the coaching world, bury the fan. Moving on to week 2. This is right side as fans. We're feeling like we're in the middle of the season. And we're only one game in. Those awful Smith, Mario, and Rudy years messes up. Yeah, it did. It gave us a little PTSD. Some unneeded PTSD also. Definitely. He said, yeah, we both came in 11 wins. Okay. All right. So I shouldn't worry. We finished with 11 wins. We good. And won't be a problem in the postseason. Even though I had us winning this game, I'm sticking to my prediction. I'm sticking to 11-6. Even though they didn't ram my blood pressure up. Art says I'm always optimistic. Yeah, you are. You definitely are. William says let's move on to the Philly Eagles. Let's do it, man. Moving on to the Eagles. Officially putting Steelers behind us. Bernard says they better not be in that pencil again. I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. And with that, y'all, it's been a great show. I had a lot of fun. As always, man, I appreciate y'all time, man. I appreciate y'all coming in and rocking with me. Appreciate the little therapy session at times. So, no mess with the Falcons. Sometimes you need to sit down on a therapist's couch every now and then. That's what this team, boy, goodness. But Monday night game. And I've always liked the Monday night games. I kind of wish it was in Atlanta because those games are always fun to go to. The Monday night games in Atlanta, but Monday night game, national televised game. So the world gonna be on us. The world is gonna be watching early in the season. So all these games still matter. So they're gonna be watching. The Philadelphia is a national brand, so they're gonna be watching. So with that said, I'm out of here. Peace, y'all. Y'all have a blessed week, man. Everybody take good care of yourself. I'm out of here.